Hello Virgo, and welcome to my channel. This reading is for the time frame between the 1st of April to the 15th of April. Can be a little bit unsugar-coated and quite close to the bone. So and deals with the realism, real life, okay, not fairy tales and moonbeams and clouds in the sky. So looking at your kind of pertaining to love, relationships, family dynamics, or relationships, or single people, love life. Have you chosen the right person? Are you good at choosing the right person? That's kind of the messages that I'm getting here. And as I'm kind of shuffling these cards, trying to evoke some messages here from the universe. Yeah, it's about love. Actually, this reading is about love, pure love. Got the Ace of Cups. And this is taking you on a journey. This is taking you on a journey, okay? Taking you on a journey. And this journey is kind of going back in time, you know, like a time machine. I get a vision of a time machine taking you back to your childhood. And the lessons that you learned, I feel, and your psychological history. So, you know, relationships should be generosity, kindness, good, you know, freedom to feel love from the heart, and you know, and tenderness, and that's what love is all about. And I guess that's why we go back to this card here, right at the beginning here. And you on this journey here, the reason why you feel it's because right at the beginning, when you go through that, you know, that pheromone stage and the oxytocin stage of the relationship, you feel it because it's very similar to, you know, it's kind of these feelings are familiar to you, going right back to your childhood, the way you kind of, you know, I remember my mother being like that. I remember my father being like that. I remember the feelings here of this, you know, of this shrouded by arguments, you know. This made this kind of person to you who's very combative, very attractive, unbelievably so, okay. So when somebody gets angry, you're attracted to this because that's your template. And now I seem to be reaching out to Virgo, and you know, when somebody has a raging row or rages at you, you actually see that as love. Are not attractive to you, you know, if they're not a little bit kind of edgy, if they're not a little bit kind of naughty, if they're not a little bit kind of sneaking around trying to get away with things, you know, if there isn't some kind of disruption, somebody crying there in the background, then you don't see that as love. You see that person that has you know, kind of recreate something for you here. And when you get somebody who's healthy, you know, the healthy person, you're not drawn to that healthy person because that healthy person is boring to you. There's no attraction. There's no kind of sexual attraction. There's no innate feeling of bonding, wanting to be close to that person. So the more, you know, irate, you know, I get an irate parent. It could be your father, your mother. Your mother was crying all the time. Your father was very irate, very much a tyrant. When he got angry with you, you felt guilty. You blamed yourself, as a child does. You blame yourself. Oh, it's all my fault. It's my fault. I made my daddy angry. Or, you know, I'm looking for perfection here. I'm looking why am I looking for perfection? In why do I see being with somebody who's a tyrant and irate and irritated by me and dismissing me like I'm not good enough and treating me badly, like it's perfection for me. This is what works for me. I find it attractive, you know, and that's what you're drawn to. Not getting your needs fulfilled, because your needs were not fulfilled as a child. So you seek that in adulthood. You try to emulate that. So your relationships could work, actually, because if you did not have this kind of searching for this behaviour, like you're a child. Because all this does is creates bitterness in a long-term relationship with somebody who does not fulfill any of your needs and is selfish, a tyrant, creates bitterness. You end up like your mother or one of your parents who divorced the other parent, and you end up doing that, emulating that actually comes to fruition, is that you end up separating, divorcing, becoming bitter because you did not get your needs fulfilled in that relationship. So unconditional love to somebody that never loved you back, and this is what this is. Okay, you tend to rush in as well with relationships. You tend to rush in, and I also get somebody here who actually talks about their partner, and talking about your partner in a very derogative way to others. Family, friends, work colleagues can destroy the trust in your relationship. I feel it has destroyed the trust in this relationship here. Okay. So this is you quite disappointed here in your relationships, in your relationship or in your relationships that you've chosen. Why? Because you go towards, you're attracted to your template. The sacredness of marriage and the sacredness, it's just broken that to pieces. Okay. The trust, the betrayal. So, what is this saying? What is this reading saying here? I mean, what is it trying to tell you, Virgo? That, yeah, there is the Queen of Rods around you, and you see this person. You don't know what to think about this person. You don't know how to, you know, you don't get this person. Male or female or same-sex relationship, because they don't argue with you, they don't slander you, they're not bitchy, they're not haters, they're not hostile, they don't put people down. It's not a Game of Thrones with them, but it was with your parents, so that's what you're searching for. But this person that you do like is not like that, and you see that as not sure, because I don't get that person. I don't get that person because they appear boring to me. They don't want to be challenging and bantering and you know, and put, you know, one-upmanship kind of relationship. They're not like that. So I don't really know how to I don't know how to relate to this person. Why? Because they didn't have an upbringing like this. They had a less kind of turbulent upbringing than you in life, and that's as who they are. Okay, as who they are, you know, it is what it is. That person is what they are, you know. They have a different template to me, they had a different upbringing to me, they, you know, was encouraged differently to me, they were probably pushed better than me to do well in life. You know, and I feel bitter about that. So what am I doing? I'm lashing out at this partner through bitterness because of something that happened in my childhood. So there's, you know, there's all this in the mix here, and you know, this person here is who they are. They are who they are, male or female. Why can't you just take them for what they are? I mean, there's a lack of communication. I pick up a lack of communication here. Somebody's shutting you down, or you're shutting the other person down before they even get a chance to say what they want to say here. And it's the communication is very much a blaming game too. And all you want to do, you and this other person here, all you want here is harmony. All you want is harmony. But if you continue to try to emulate your template here, you're never going to find that, because you're going to be seeing a dysfunctional childhood as something that you're attracted to. And I feel you're being defeated. Ineffective communication, betraying of somebody. Once that betrayal has been broken, the trust, you know, you've broken it. It's broken. It's destroyed the soul of the relationship. And you know, there's no shared vision here in this situation, because, as I said, split kind of templates. This person's vision is maybe a vision of, you know, I would like to, you know, I've got this I'm aspired to, because they are parents that aspired them constantly. I'm aspired to travel the whole world and visit every city in the world. This other person is not aspired, has never been aspired, has never been taught how to be aspired by their parents. You know, they don't even know what they want, kind of thing. You become lost, you go your own way, and you're not, you know, this is not me, I don't feel comfortable with this, I don't feel right with this, because it's not your vision. And go separate ways, acting very selfishly. I mean, when you don't want to share a vision, you become selfish. Well, I want to do it my way, and you want to do it your way, because your way says, oh, my template, this is the way. This template, this childhood template, it's very much a burden on both of you to get to a destination, okay? And you need to put this down in an adult kind of response, okay? In an adult response, you're not children anymore, you're not backing your child to have a more familiar kind of upbringing to actually have a relationship. You know, that's not our fault. We were just brought up by these people. Now we're adults, we can actually share our own attraction and you know, find our own compelling kind of person. So how is this going to go, this relationship? Or if you're single, this is the problem here, is that it is this difference in template. This actually could work, this relationship, because you do have feelings, you do care for this person, but you're confused of why it's not working. I think you need to first put the security of this relationship first. Build a strong foundation together, okay? And whenever this person rages at you, or, you know, is emulating the parent, you need to say, what is it that makes you like that, that triggers that off, you know? And try to get to the bottom of this. And keep this grounding in this relationship. Yeah, I get toxic. This person was toxic, had a toxic upbringing, and you didn't, okay? Or the other way around, you may have had a toxic upbringing and you're very much trying to keep it very much emotionally, financially stable, but the rest of it is really emulating your childhood of you know, whatever makes you feel comfortable, and you're emulating your childhood of this you know, unstable upbringing, which was toxic, either you or the other way around. And this person in the centre of this does care for you, but kind of doesn't kind of fit in with this, does not feel as if they fit with this. You know, they feel like, gosh, I feel like the prima donna in the middle of this crazy whirlwind here. And you're staying together because of the finances. You know, it's all very much financially rooted. A little bit messy. Maybe you both need to go to relationship counselling to get to the bottom of this. You know, how did you feel as you was growing up? How was your, you know, how did your parents behave? Was it you know, was it a destructive kind of upbringing? Was your mother or your father in and out of marriages, relationships, where you didn't feel, you know, felt vulnerable all the time? So getting to the bottom of this, but I feel it could work if you worked on it. But if it's you that's very disruptive or destructive like this, you've got this person here, you don't understand why they're so calm, why they're so you know, not staid, but so calm, and it's logical and rational, when you're full of chaos. You're just full of chaos. You kind of maybe you just explode from 0 to 60 in 2 seconds, and you kind of, after that you think, why did I do that? Why did I explode like that? And you've got this person in the centre of this thinking, I'm not sure this is the right situation for me. I really don't feel as I can cope with this, like these kind of explosions, this dysfunction, and it's not me. It doesn't make me feel very secure. But you're kind of intrigued that, well, actually I'd like to learn how to, being in a more adult mode, you're thinking, I'd like to learn how to be more like what your template was and be a bit more stable. I don't want the instability of my past, and I'd like to learn from you. And if you can be open like that and be adult like that, and you know, help this relationship to grow and become, become more bonded in a sense of stability, then I think you could make this work. I do. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. Relationships, they're not easy. Relationships are not easy, especially, like I said, trying to match up 2 templates. And not only that, if you've been married and divorced, you've also got your childhood template, and also you've got your marriage template. So it's 2 lots of whammies there that you've got to kind of match with a new person, and that, wow, that is just so difficult. Okay, it's called baggage, by the way. If you're single, this is something that you need to think about, why your relationships don't seem to work. Okay, I'm sending you lots of love, lots of blessings. If you'd like your own personal reading, please give me an email. My email address is here at the bottom, and I will send you my fees and my tarot. And thank you for being here, and you take care, and lots of love. Bye bye.